Welcome to the channel SRIP Edu Pharma. Today we will discuss the topic gas chromatography. Let's see. Gas chromatography, it is a type of chromatography where separation of fractions are occur among the mobile phase as well as stationary phase. So gas is commonly used as a mobile phase and liquid which is properly well impregnated by the solid material that is used as a stationary one. So many times it is observed that for volatile oils containing substances and their derivative forms are easily get separated by GC for gas chromatography. Here gas is used as mobile phase. Various examples like argon, helium, nitrogen. Oxygen is rarely used. Stationary phase like inert solid material like Kieselguhr, fire bricks are properly impregnated over the non-volatile liquid like silicone, polyethylene glycol in a narrow column at a high temperature around 200 degrees centigrade. Because this column is well folded spiral coil manner in the oven. Sample is generally heated and vaporized at the injection port. That means as soon as sample is injected in the oven, within a fraction of second, sample get rapidly vaporized out because the temperature is maximum in the oven. And this sample get passed on across the column of stationary phase along with the mobile phase like gases. So this is the process normally occurs in gas chromatography. The basic principle involved in the gas chromatography is that of partition coefficient. Why partition? Because both the phases are liquid in form. Stationary phase, no doubt, solid materials are there impregnated over liquid material, non-volatile liquid material, and mobile phase, obviously, gaseous. And gases are always measured in terms of ml. So both the phases are considered as a liquid phase. So partitions are actually offered fraction wise. Those who have higher affinity towards stationary phase, they will retain there itself for a long period and separated very last, you can say at the end of separation, such type of stationary phase lovable component get separated. Whereas those fractions who doesn't have that much affinity towards stationary phase, obviously they will move rapidly, quicker one along with the mobile phase and separate very first. So depending upon their partition coefficient, fractions get separated either by deviations towards mobile phase or stationary phase. Now at the bottom there is a schematic representation of GC, where on the left hand side there is a tank of mobile phase, a cylinder of mobile phase, and that mobile phase is also called as carrier gas as far as GC is concerned. So various types of gases are commonly used like argon, like helium gas, nitrogen, hydrogen, hexane. Oxygen is rarely used. There are advantages and disadvantages associated with the various types of gases. But it is observed that during gas chromatography, helium gas is a wonderful type of carrier gas or mobile phase. Why? Because they offer uniform separation. It doesn't interact with the samples. That means it acts as a neutral one. And moreover, it is reasonably cheaper. It is not costly one. So that's why majority in the gas chromatography, helium gas is preferred. The rest of the other gases have explosion properties, interactions with the column. Such type of disadvantages are associated with the carrier gas. So common carrier gas used in the GC is helium gas. And that's why it is commonly recommended for the separations of lipid, oily, waxy materials, vitamins, synthetic drugs, etc. This is the actual instrumental part of gas chromatography, where carrier gas is flow from the cylinder towards the oven. Now, in order to get the proper uniform supply of this carrier gas, there is a proper flow regulators are associated, and flow regulator is generally monitor the flow get properly splitted uniformly in the column with the help of splitter. So common splitters or flow regulators or flow splitters are performed by rotameter or soap bubble meter. So with this proper uniform flow of mobile phase with a uniform pressure, it is diverted towards the column. Now inside the column there is obviously temperature is much high. Much higher, and these columns are folded one, spiral one, because their length is little bit larger one. For analytical types of separation, the particular point of you can say around 3 meter length of columns are used, and for preparative types of column, the length of column should be around 7 to 9 meter. Now, in order to accommodate that such a long length of column, this column is folded one, spiral one in a oven. The important point is what? Sample injection. Now sample may be sometimes solid, sometimes liquid or gaseous. So those samples who have capacity to vaporize out during the import and get suddenly vaporized within a fraction of a second, that are directly inserted in the injector port. But the liquid samples that has to be dissolved in a particular solvent and then injected by micro syringe at the injector port. Principle remains same. Within a fraction of a second it gets vaporized out, and along with the mobile phase they will simply divert it towards the column. And if the sample is gaseous one, then one has to use extra system to the nearby injector port, that is nothing but gas valve. Through this gas valve, sample gas is passes in the oven. Now obviously column generally used is stainless steel oriented or glass. No doubt there is advantage, disadvantage associated with stainless steel as well as glass one. Stainless steel type of column, the advantage associated with them is easily washable, uniform separation occurs, but the drawback associated with the stainless steel, that they interact with the samples sometimes, and unnecessary extra impurity oriented wise or extra types of chromatograph obtained. Glasses are also useful as a column one. Many times it is useful during the analysis. No doubt, drawback associated is it doesn't properly wash, but separation is a unique one. So that's why column choices should be a proper one, either stainless steel or glass. Ideally glass is preferred. Now in this column, stationary phase is properly packed. Stationary phase uses solid material properly impregnated over the liquid layer. For example, Kieselguhr over the non-volatile liquids. This type of stationary phases are packed in the column. So there are various types of stationary phases are available, like polydimethyl siloxane, but the temperature condition required is 350 degrees centigrade in the oven. At this particular temperature range, this polydimethyl siloxane is useful for the separation of hydrocarbon like compounds in order to separate steroidal In order to separate steroidal compounds, always use polydimethyl siloxane. Another one is polyphenyl methyl dimethyl siloxane. Again, temperature requirement is 350 degrees centigrade for the separation of hetero compounds and the separation of glycols. Next stationary phase may be used, that is polyphenyl methyl siloxane. Temperature should be around 250 degrees centigrade for the effective separation of acids as well as ketones. Another stationary phase, polytrifluoropropyl dimethyl siloxane. Temperature should be 200 degrees centigrade in the oven, and that is beneficial for the separation of nitroaromatic and volatile components present in the sample. Polyethylene glycol (PEG) is also useful as a stationary phase. Temperature requirement is 250 degrees centigrade in the oven for the effective separation of amino acids, polypeptides, peptides, proteinous compounds, etc. Now, detector is used as a brain. Why brain? Because it actually reads the fractions. So there are different types of detectors used in the gas chromatography. Either TCD, thermal conductivity detector, or flame ionization detector, FID, AID, argon ionization detector, or ECD, electron capture detector. Any detector can be used for detection of fractions in the gas chromatography. Normally TCD is useful, thermal conductivity detector, and this detector is analyzed in terms of Wheatstone bridge network. Sum of the response of reference, or rather you can say standard one without sample, and another one is sample oriented detector. So both the signals are read by the Wheatstone bridge network, and these impulses are diverted towards the computer aided. Yes, through the base of software we will get directly visualize the chromatograph. If the chromatograph of reference one exactly matches with the standard one, then one can easily say that the given fraction is exactly similar and pure in form. So by this technique you can separate n number of fractions, by this gas chromatography. Moreover, it is very simple one, easy to maintain, economical one. Linearity is also good, and whichever fractions are obtained, they are always in pure form. The general applications associated with this gas chromatography is to analyze air pollution, qualitative and quantitative determination of the fractions. That's why it is commonly used in various types of industries like paper industry, petroleum industry, food industry, plastic industry, textile industry, for the separation of individual fibers, for detection of residual solvents present in the spicy food materials, color substances, flavor of the food material, etc. Petroleum industry point of view, it confirms the quality of gasoline, waxes, LPG, other petroleum products, sulfur and nitrogenous types of compounds. Moreover, it is also useful in the detection and analysis of herbicidal compounds, determination of blood gases, estrogen, hormones, etc. As far as plastic is concerned, the components can be detected in terms of styrene monomers, esters, long chain alcohol esters, etc. So that's why varieties of these applications are associated with the gas chromatography for the analysis of soap, analysis of detergents, air pollution controlling of air pollution, functional groups, as well as the nature of fat that can also be judged with the help of gas chromatography. I hope you might have cleared this topic very nicely. Keep watching the channel, do subscribe, Thank you.